Yo, what is up, guys? Your boy Saz here, bringing you guys a video about my match against Altergeist. Now, you might be wondering why I'm showcasing Altergeist. Oh my god, Resonant Sleeper, let me sleep. But I think this match is just a very good showcase of the Artifact Trap Trick deck. So, let's get started with the replay. I'm just gonna go fast forward. This first match is just like I couldn't do anything. Like, there was no way I was winning. So first he goes set to pass. I go set all my cards, and then I get heavy dust storm. Then he just activate multi-faker and multi-faker him, bounces my card to hand with Sequitous, and then do all that. He goes, and then at this point I'm just like giving up. He wasn't supposed to attack, by the way, because of the artifact ignition. He hit it, so he couldn't have his battle phase. But it didn't really matter. I just gave up at this point. But I did forget the artifact ignition. At this point, like, it's just like I lose. He's gaining a lot of advantage. I'm trying to fight through this, and I'm doing all I can to kind of stop him from doing stuff. But once I see like Hextia, once you see your opponent have Hextia, like, you just lose. There's no way you're coming back unless you just have an insane hand. After the fact that they have the Hextia, like, you just can't do anything. So I'm like, man, this is a bad start. I'm going against Altergeist. I didn't even know I was going to go against Altergeist. And, I lose. Now, you might be wondering why I'm showcasing a duel if I'm losing. Well, the next two games is very, very interesting, my brother. Let me just fast forward. I'm going to pause when I can, but, I'm going first this time. I'm like, man, I'm about to win this. I'm like, Lilith. I go, boom, end phase, Lilith, use the effect, get Duster. Duster's the effect, boom. He activate the protocol. Multi-faker gets the Milusi. Then I heavy dust storm his thing. I'm like, man, nope, infinite impermanence negate. Then I go back to the front, get back on my Lilith, use Lilith's effect to get Trap Trick. Trap Trick is just the best card in this deck. Being able to search it is just amazing. Then I get another Trap Trick, so I'm like, man, crap. Then I'm like, I have to attack his Milusi because he can just make Link Kuriboh to get rid of it, so I might as well attack. Then he goes this, and then I go end phase, heavy dust storm, trap chicks. He uses spoofing. I destroy that. Boom, boom. And then do all this stuff. I'm like, attack directly, get some damage in, then use Card of Demise afterwards, get some more advantage. This is why Card of Demise is just really good. He's doing all his plays. He activates multi-faker. He gets Milas. He's trying to get advantage here. I see what he's doing, but I'm just stopping him. I'm just making sure he can't do anything. And I'm just like, man, get all my artifacts on field. You're not doing nothing. I'm just going to attack directly with everything. But then he does reveal something. Yeah, he's going to use Milaseek's effect to attack directly and then get rid of my scythe. That's smart because he wants to get rid of my thing. And then I'm just like, man, attack directly. Not attack directly, but attack Milaseek. He activates Rivalry as well, which is pretty interesting. Then he activates Protocol. I'm like, man, I don't care. I'm not even going to attack. I'm just going to get more advantage. And then end phase, I go Ignition. I hit his Protocol, and that's GG. That's all I had to do. Like, you just got to stop your opponent from doing anything. Like, you just hit the Protocol every single time. You don't even try. Like, I didn't even want to attack. I didn't want to attack his directly because Concord is just gonna give a monster on board, and then he summons another monster. He gets Hextia, does all these crazy plays and yada yada yada. That's why I didn't attack. If you didn't know why I attacked, that is the reason why. But this third game is why I love this deck, man. Oh my goodness, this is just crazy. So I'm gonna commentate. Like, the first two games, I didn't want to showcase that much because it was just like me dominating. Like, this game is pretty dominating. I am gonna say that, but I feel like this is the best showcase of how artifacts work because, like, man, even though he went first, he didn't have a strong play. Spoiler alert. But the last two games, like first game, it was a blowout. The second game, it was a blowout because I was going first. But this game is just like really crazy. Now, what happens is he goes main phase one, sets one pass, right? Now, I'm pretty sure he was scared of, it's either one, he was scared, I think one, he had like all monsters in his hand, so he couldn't really do anything. It was either two, he was scared of evenly match or twin twisters or whatever. Three, I don't even know what a three is, but like yeah, it was either evenly matched or he had all monsters in hand. It's pretty bad, and he probably just didn't have a lot of side cards for the artifact matchup, so it's whatever. So what I do is I go standby phase. I pop his phase down. I'm like, man, I'm forcing out the multi faker. I want to get out the way as soon as possible because I don't want to go end phase bounce and stuff like that. So yeah, I just wanted to force it out just now, get my moral attack and be done with it. So it's a mind crush. If he blind mind crush hit like my sanctum, I probably lost. Like, but it was pretty bad. He was in a bad situation already with all like monsters in his hand. Probably he probably had all hand traps in hand. That's probably the case. But I don't think not mind control, mind crush. Blind mind crush is just pretty bad. You just lose so much if you don't call the right card. So I get more moral attack. So I think I set 4. Yeah, set 4 Lilith, and then I pass. Well, I attack obviously, but then I pass. Now, I think what next happens is he goes Miluseek. Now I'm just like, oh, Miluseek? That's fine. I'm not gonna let him attack directly because he can send. I'm pretty sure it doesn't proc the effect. Destroyed. It has to be destroyed and sent to the graveyard. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go ahead and activate my Sanctum, and then I think I change Trap Trick. No, I don't change Trap Trick. I just go ahead and I'm gonna save Trap Tricks for later because I know he's gonna set a card. So I'm like, Beagle attack, use the effect, get CAD, get moral attack. I get a +1 and I get a pop with the CAD. So not a I get a +1 in the pop with moral attack. So I'm like, yeah, pop your Milusi. Either way, you were gonna link it off for Link Rebo and get rid of a card on the field. So why not just pop it? That is my that's my reasoning for doing that. So I'm not even scared of anything. He goes set 1 pass. I'm like, okay, Trap Trick. Yeah. So I go Trap Trick. I send Duster. Well, I use Duster, banishing the other Duster from my deck from Trap Trick. And then I pop his only back row. That's what I'm. I don't want you to resolve a trap so you can get multi-fake and all that other stuff. That's what I don't care about. So this right here was game. I don't know why I did not play. Let me see if I can view extra deck. No, I can't view extra deck. But I do not play Shark Cannon, I think it's called. The rank 5 Shark monster. It's really good for these situations where you just OTK. And I just didn't play it. I don't know why I didn't play it. But it was really good in this situation because I did OTK and I won here. But either way, like I'm in a really good spot. I'm not losing this game. So I'm like, man, I'm just gonna switch all my monsters to attack position. He's left with like 900 damage on board, and yeah, it's just game from here. Spoiler alert: I'm just like, I have all of this advantage because of heavy Trap Trick and Sanctum, Ignition, just all this back row hate for this deck, and I'm just like make Pleiades because the reason why I make Pleiades here is because I'm able to bounce his cards. First of all, and then I tried to get my last Duster on the field with Lilith, but it just didn't work out. I think it was Lilith. It was either Trap Trick or Lilith. I think it was Lilith that got the one of the trap cards from the deck. I tried to get Heavy Storm Duster, Heavy Duster Storm, whatever it's called, so I can hit his back row so he doesn't have anything and just bounce his monster or whatever like that. So I'm set up. I can't lose from here. He goes. I set 4 pass. He goes to his main phase. He activates Marionette. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to activate Sanctum. Yeah, activate Sanctum just to pop his Marionette. So he doesn't have any monster on field. And just get a body on board so I can attack directly. Force out any trap cards. Like, you want to put pressure on these trap decks. You don't want to, not go all in against these trap decks. And, let them activate their traps, activate multi-faker, do all this other stuff. You don't want them to do that. So you're going to force them out as much as possible when they don't have anything. But when they do have stuff, you just like make sure you don't get negated by protocol and stuff like that. You just like get big bodies on board without them negating your effects and stopping you from doing anything, and you just attack directly with like big bodies. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just stopping him from activating anything. So what I do is like, what should I do? I know he has a manifestation right here, and the other trap is unknown. So I'm like, what can our other trap be? It's either a solemn, a dead solemn. It's either protocol, which I don't really care about, and I'm just like, I'm gonna hit manifestation because he has a multi. I don't think he's he doesn't have a multi figure, but he does have mule seek to get to his multi figure. So I'm like, I'm gonna bounce your I'm gonna bounce your manifestation, and then I chain my back to the front to get more bodies on board because I do have a Chili Shield on field, and then my opponent quits. So this was an amazing duel. I think that artifacts are just so much better as a pure deck, and I think this is a very, very strong matchup against like anything like Thunder Dragons. You have Scythe going first, you have Moral Attack for just like any deck, and then Scythe is just amazing. It's just amazing card against like decks that summon a bunch of cards from the extra deck. It's just really good. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm out.